I took note of the questions from the audience. So Ria Kalra asked, if we want to make humans as an interplanetary species, what will be the psychological effect on human mind? Are we prepared for this? So this is one question. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce correctly your names. However, Shreyas Kumar asked, who knows the space and what are the space laws? Okay, this is also an important point. And Arshita asked, what do you mean by astronautic humanism and why it is necessary? Okay, I think I already replied in some ways to this question. And Anand Ranyan say how students coming from a background of arts, law, and business can be a part of space science. Okay, these are all very, very good questions. So I'm afraid that I'm not qualified to reply to the first question about psychology. I just can say that very short thing that as I said before, when I talk about the O'Neill model that is preferable with respect to the planetary settlement model, I think that if we try to keep our physiology not too much changed in the first centuries at least, even our psychological issues will be smaller, because let's think what it will be if we will see ourselves to change, our body to change quickly, and the body of our children most of all. Because let's think about a lunar baby or a Martian baby. I don't know, they will be maybe 3 meters tall and very thin, and they will be more fragile than we are with their bones, and so this will be really disruptive for our mind, I think. So it will be very much important to try to well, my concern is, let's think to humans, because when we design any system, be it of life sustain sustain life, or any other thing, we always have to start from the requirements, from the human requirements, from the stakeholder analysis and all these kind of things. Then, of course, one of the main stakeholder requirements of any space installation would be to preserve human health, and the psychological health is one of the key points for in our design. For psychological health, the green environment is very important. So we have definitely to make gardens. We have to make gardens in space, definitely. In the moon too, why not? In closed environment, maybe underground on the moon. In lava tubes, we can make habitats. We have to make gardens using solar energy to make them gorgeous, to make it nice. So take care of the human psychology is, of course, one of the first points. I am not able to discuss this point from an academic point of view in the psychological science, but I think we can discuss it from a humanist point of view, a philosophical point of view. That's maybe even more important in a first stage, because scientists will come when we will have written some good requirements for their analysis, discussion, and design. So, okay. Then, okay, space laws. I'm sorry, I'm just me is answering, but however, I will say a small thing about space laws, because I also deepened a little bit this aspect, because in 2017 was the 50th anniversary of the Outer Space Treaty. That is a treaty that was signed by United States, UK, and USSR in 1967, and it was ratified by 117, if I am not wrong, countries in the world. So this treaty only include rules about states' activity in space. And of course, it didn't consider space tourism, commercial activities, etc. So the discussion we had in 2018 in Italy, in our second National Congress in Italy, one of the sessions was on space law, and we understood that it is time to refresh that treaty, including some rules, for instance, from the international seas law. Just to say one thing, if we want to recover a space wreckage, a space debris, a big space debris, a satellite, no, out of activity, out of operation satellite, we cannot do it because we are not the owners of that satellite. So if we try to recover an old wreckage that can be dangerous for space navigation, we cannot do it. So at least we have to introduce the law, the rule, one of the rules from the international seas that says that if you recover a wreckage, the property of that thing is yours. You can do what you want. So this is one thing. Another thing is the obligation to give soccorso, to give help to any people in danger in space. So the law, international law of the sea, obliges any ship to give help to people in danger of life in the middle of the sea. And of course, also the problem of who can use the space resources is another big thing, because that treaty said that space is for all and not for single proprietaries. Therefore, the new space law should at least say something about asteroids. I don't want to say about the moon and Mars. Maybe that is more complex to be ruled. But for the asteroids are like raw materials agglomerates in space. Therefore, they can be used. I think it's not a planetary, it's not a celestial body. An asteroid is something else. Okay. So there are many things to be done on space law, for sure. Okay. About astronautic humanism, I already said, I think, in all of my answers before, but I can say more if somebody still want to know. And about students coming from arts, law, and business be part of space science. Well, the Space Renaissance Academy definitely wants not only scientific know-how to come in, but also from the humanistic side. So philosophy, psychology, sociology, all this kind of science, human sciences, should be part of the discussion, for sure, because they are very important in order to define the requirements for the space settlement that I was talking before. And therefore, science is useful, but philosophy too. And art even more, because art is another language, is an emotional language that we can use to get people to understand what we say. Sometimes it is not easy to explain it with words. Sometimes we need something else. We need music. We need poetry. We need inspired speakers to talk. So this is where arts come in. And of course, we also have a very learned lesson that artists should be free. Therefore, we will never try to say to artists, "Oh, please make a song that say this, this, and this." No, that's not the way. We can only look around and see, "Oh, look at that song. David Bowie was a great author and wrote wonderful space songs." So this is the case. Artists think with their head. They don't wait for us to give them our concept. So let's hope that many artists will join with us with their own concepts and works